Hello everyone, this is Puka and welcome to another edition of Bad Deck Monday, where we take some fun ideas, throw them into action, and see what happens, because you never know what happens on Bad Deck Monday. So last week we focused on a combo featuring Mew EX and Dimension Valley and the ridiculous Raticate Super Fang, and once again we're going to try a strategy with Mew EX and Dimension Valley. So, just for a quick refresher, Mew EX has the ability Versatile. It allows you to use any attack in play as long as you have the energy for it, which is really powerful when you think about it. You can use the attack of any Pokemon in play. Pretty cool. And then Dimension Valley allows Psychic Pokemon to attack for a colorless energy less. So the idea here is use a different Pokemon's expensive attack and reduce it by colorless and have Mew use it. Pretty cool? I think so. Today's strategy is going to be Regigigas. And this is how you know you have arrived at Bad Deck Monday. So Regigigas is a 130 HP Pokemon, and the attack we're going to be using is Daunt. It does 80 damage, and then during your opponent's next turn, any damage done by attacks from the defending Pokemon is reduced by 40. So the theme here is going to be damage reduction. So we're going to focus on Daunt. That's minus 40 damage. Hard Charm, that's going to be minus 20 more, so we're at minus 60 damage. And then against a Pokemon EX, Jamming Net will be minus 20 more, so that is minus 80 damage, which that adds up really quickly. You know, Mew EX is a pretty fragile 120 HP Pokemon, but minus 80? Not many things do 200 damage, and that's what we're going to rely on here. So with the damage reduction, we're also going to be running some healing stuff and some more defensive cards. First one's going to be Virizion EX. Verdant Wind will stop Hypnotoxic Laser, and if you think about it, Verbank City Gym and Hypnotoxic Laser, that combines for 30 damage, and that is a quarter of Mew's health. That is 30 of 120, and we just can't allow that to happen. So Verdant Wind going to be pretty important to stop any of that nonsense. And then we're also going to have 2 Jinx for Victory Kiss to heal a damage counter. You know, if we get 2 Jinx down, heal 20 damage. That could be big when you're reducing damage by 80. And we're going to combine that with Pokemon Center Lady, which heals 60 damage. The special conditions probably won't come up too often since we do have Virizion, but healing 60, and then 2 Jinx, and then Hard Charm, and Daunt, and Jamming Net, and all of a sudden, nothing makes sense anymore. Damage just isn't being done. So that's the idea here. Try to make our Mew survive, and when you think about how it only has 120 HP, it seems kind of ridiculous, and that's why we're here on Bad Deck Monday. Okay, so we've seen pretty much the strategy of this deck. We have some other players in here as well. Jirachi EX, just one of my favorite cards. I always think it's worth the risk to run one of these guys. Stellar Guidance, just very good. Gets you a supporter. I love it. And why not? Let's run a Toxicroak EX. This guy doesn't get very much love. And I'm playing him because he can hit Pyroar. Most people know that Pyroar can't be damaged by attacks from basic Pokemon. Some people don't know you can still affect Pyroar, which means we can triple poison. We can triple poison a Pyroar, and yeah, Toxicroak on its own, probably not going to beat a dedicated Pyroar deck, but for Mew and Toxicroak could take down Pyroar just through triple poison, through the Hard Charms, the Pokemon Center Ladies, the Jinx. You could wear down a Pyroar deck just with this stuff. So he's worth a spot. Why not? We'll try him out. Other stuff in this deck. We have our standard 4 Professor Juniper and 4 N. We're going to be running 2 Skyla, 2 Lysander, Chorus, and 3 VS Seeker. Love that card. We're going to be running 4 Ultra Ball, 2 Switch, Startling Megaphone, Hypnotoxic Laser for no reason at all, 2 Enhanced Hammer to try to slow down our opponent, and a Computer Search as the A-Spec card to search out any card we desire. 4 Double Colorless and 6 Grass Energy will round out this deck. It is worth noting, if you don't want to go the Virizion route, You could take out the grass energy for a different type, run a different type of Pokemon, and have kind of alternate strategies based on matchups if you really wanted to. The beauty of Mew is, like its ability says, it is versatile, and there are several different strategies you can use to take advantage of it. Most of them not going to be successful, though, because 120 HP on an EX is not the greatest thing in the world, but that's why it's fun to try out. Okay, so enough of me talking about the deck. Let's see it in action on Pokemon TCG Online and see if this wacky strategy can actually function in a game. Alright, so we got 3 Pokemon to start off with. We got a Mew EX along with Regigigas and a Jinx. Looks like my computer is slowly dying. The game's going kind of slowly. Hopefully it picks up after a while. It doesn't look so choppy all the time, but we'll see. Hopefully it's still good enough for your viewing pleasure. Alright, so we see a Dialga EX right off the bat, and that's not something I really wanted to see. Dialga EX poses all sorts of problems. Number one, it's a big metal Pokemon that resists Psychic, so that's not good. Full Metal Impact is an attack that can really knock me out a lot of the time. Chrono Wind is an attack that can prevent me from attacking. That's certainly not good. And yeah, that pretty much covers it. I don't want to see Dialga EX. This was not a deck I had in mind when I made this deck. It's probably going to still get one-hit KOs, which is pretty annoying. I guess if I Daunt and reduce by 40, it still does 130. So, well, if they have a Muscle Band, I suppose. We'll see. I don't know. Anything can happen. All right. So, I have a Hard Charm. We can go ahead and play that, I suppose, on the Mew. I'm going to Ultra Ball here. I'm going to play a little conservatively on the Ultra Ball just in case Jirachi is prized. Jirachi is not prized, so I'm going to go ahead and Stellar Guidance, and I apologize as my computer is indeed slowly dying from something, I don't know what. Too many hours of Pokemon TCG Online, apparently. We're going to drop the Hard Charm onto the Mew, and Juniper, hoping for some good stuff, you know, DC, Dimension Valley, start using Daunt. Nope, none of that's happening here. Not at all. Yeah. No, that's nope. So, I'm going to go ahead and play the Hypnotoxic Laser, see if that can maybe buy me a turn, I don't know. And, could put the DC on the Mew, but it seems like Mew is pretty much going to get knocked out, so let's drop that on the Regigigas instead. And I can just pass the turn, I suppose, with Mew having a giant target on its back. That was a really big missed opportunity. There's a number of cards I could have drawn there. Enhanced Hammer, a Jamming Net would have been cool. All sorts of things could have made this a very big turn for me to slow down my opponent, but looks like that just was not meant to happen. So here we see a Floatstone on Keldeo EX, and Keldeo EX with a Floatstone basically neutralizes my entire strategy. Something I failed to realize before using this deck is Daunt actually only applies to the defending Pokemon. So if the defending Pokemon, say, goes to the bench and then comes back active, well, Daunt's effect is gone. It is not on the Pokemon that attacks. It is the Pokemon that got attacked. And that's not good. So we saw not good things for me. A Bronzong coming into play, some Metal Links, an attachment. Oh boy, and that means a turn to Full Metal Impact on my poor, poor Mew, and goodbye, Mew. Goodbye. That was not good. That was pretty much worst case scenario for me. Now I gotta figure out what I want to promote here. Could promote Virizion and just try to, like, I don't know, buy a turn. Could promote Regigigas. This is about as bad of a position as I could have been in. And that's sad considering it's turn 2. Alright, so I'm going to Ultra Ball here. I'm going to have to Juniper this hand away. I don't have an N yet. I'm now starting to wish I used Colress, or I got Colress with Stellar Guidance instead of my Juniper. Would have loved to have that and not have to discard all these supporters. I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball for a second Regigigas, and oh dear goodness, I was just hoping to draw Grass Energy to use Daunt, and instead I drew another double colorless. So, yeah. So I'm going to Ultra Ball here. I guess I can grab another Mew. Still haven't seen a Dimension Valley. Now I have a decision to make. What do I want to do here? I have a double colorless. Do I just attach in Heavy Impact? Is that my plan of attack? I guess. I mean, it seems bad, but what else can I do? Daunt will be worthless because my opponent can rush in and retreat. So, Heavy Impact. Let's hit for 100 while we can, and this is about as bad of a situation as we could possibly be in. I have no game plan. I have no idea how I can win here. My opponent asking me if I'll be a commentator at Worlds again this year. I honestly have no idea. I have not heard anything about it, so I cannot give any information on that. All I can say is I hope so. I hope to commentate again at Nationals and Worlds. I would love the opportunity to do so, but we'll see. Okay, so back to my impending doom. Keldeo with a Bronzong in play, and let's just pile it on with a Max Potion. Why not? That's, yeah, beautiful. So now the Dialga is back to 0 damage. And this could be like a game-ending turn. If my opponent Max Potions and then manages to get another Full Metal Impact off, I think I lose. Just straight up, this game is over. And all it would take is a second Bronzong and a double colorless. That's all it would take here for me to just get smashed and lose the game. And that would just be the worst bad deck Monday ever. Just Regigigas getting destroyed turn by turn. So yeah, we'll see if that happens or not. I don't really know what my opponent has. There's a double colorless. There's the Metal Link. So a second Bronzong here, and I think a Doomsday scenario has occurred. But no, just a rush in and retreat to Bronzor. All right, so you're saying there's a chance. Okay, so here I have Dimension Valley and Switch and DCE. Strangely enough, at this point, Regigigas has become more important than a Mew. Regigigas has the 2 double colorless energy on it to Heavy Impact. So indeed, it is going to be what I need to use to actually win the game. So that's kind of sad, but that's where I am right now. Regigigas or bust. And I would love to, like, let Regigigas get knocked out and then let Mew get knocked out and end my opponent down to 1. But I feel like I just lose if that happens. I'm just not going to get enough attackers powered up. So we're going to switch into Mew and Daunt for 60 after the resistance and take a prize. We have taken a prize, folks. Mission accomplished. We win the game. Took a prize. Moral victory. That's all that counts. We used the combo Dimension Valley, DCE, Daunt, goodbye Bronzor. Alright, video over. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Alright, fine. I'll play the rest of it. Okay, so still struggling to figure out how I can win with the Keldeo and the Bronzong and the big Dialga there doing big damage. And my Mew certainly getting knocked out. It just doesn't look good. We'll say that. Doesn't look good at all. And how are we going to win? I don't really know. It's going to be a challenge. It'll be a challenge. Let's just say that much. So we see a Pokemon fan club from my opponent. And we'll see what this is going to go for. An Aegislash-EX. Oh, wonderful. That'll go with my not being able to do anything theme. Since now my only real attacker, Regigigas, can't hurt Aegislash-EX, so that's great. We do see the Full Metal Impact. Goodbye Mew number 2. Not to be confused with Mewtwo. Alright, there's an Enhanced Hammer. That's good. I have a jamming net. I can finally play it because there's not a tool on Aegislash, so we can make him do less damage. Take that, Aegislash. And we have a VS Seeker. I could go for Colress or N. My opponent just took 2 prizes, so I am inclined to go for the N. Go ahead and play that. And, yeah, alright, we got Grass Energy. Whoop, whoop. Put the Grass on the Gigas on the bench. And let's go for some Heavy Impact. 100 damage. Take that, Dialga. 100 damage. Now, my opponent is not... I mean, it would be very difficult for my opponent to lose at this point, but on this turn, it would be really tough for my opponent to get a knockout. There's a 1 Bronzong in play, 3-card hand. It seems really unlikely. There's 2 double colors in the discard, maybe a 3rd from a Juniper or something like that. Actually, all 4 Junipers were in the discard, if I remember correctly. So, hey, this could still be okay. My opponent might not have a lot of good cards to draw into here in terms of supporters. So there's an N. That's fine with me. I get 5. My opponent gets 2. That's peachy. We do see 3 energy going on to the Aegislash EX, and that's going to be pretty annoying. Yep. Don't know how else to put this. That's going to be brutal. Just, yeah. Aegislash getting all beefed up and ready to go. But no, my opponent's just going to rush in and pass. So this actually could be a rather big opportunity, if I do say so. Now, the bad part here is if my opponent ever gets a Lysander, it's Lysander, Jirachi, good game. I lose. So there's that. There's a Lysander and a VS Seeker in the discard already, so, you know, not great odds drawing it, but it's still there. All it takes is a Slash Blast, game over. And, you know, I really feel like I'm going to have to pull off some miracle here to win. So let's see if there are any miracles in my deck that would allow me to potentially win here. I'm going to Skyla and, you know, maybe this could work. I'm going to Startling Megaphone. Could discard the Floatstone off Keldeo and then put a Jamming Net on it so it can't retreat. We have Toxicroak EX is my last hope. Yeah, why not? Let's go for it. Let's do it. Gonna go with the Jamming Net and Heavy Impact. My opponent applauds my play. Thank you, thank you. Took a lot of courage to come up with that play. So yeah, we're going to hit for 100 and prevent the Floatstone retreating. So now the only way my opponent can retreat is with a double colorless, or, you know, like a switch or escape rope. But with a 2-card hand, I'll play the odds here and, you know, try to take this opportunity and see if I can slow my opponent down at all. That's really all I can do is hope to get some free turns of attacking, because when you're down this many prizes with a Regigigas deck, that's really all you can do. That's really it. Okay. So I did have to discard the Jamming Net off of the Aegislash, but definitely worth it to try to slow down the Keldeo. And the only way my Toxicroak will work is if Keldeo does not get to rush in and reset the poison and retreat. So taking out Keldeo seems like a priority here. As, yeah, priority. Okay, so there we do see a pass. So this was a very successful turn. I have used quite a bit of my resources, unfortunately. I would love to have extra things left at this point. I would love to have an energy card this turn, but I do not have one, so I'm going to have to VS Seeker for Chorus. Again, my computer is dying on me. I was trying to find an energy card. And I was unable to find one. But oh well. We can Daunt for the knockout. Got a couple hard charms coming in there. That'll make it very difficult for Regigigas to get knocked out next turn. So, okay, I could have used Computer Search there for just an energy, which might have been a decent play, just to get an energy down. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else I needed a Computer Search for. I guess just kind of keeping it in case of an N. I suppose. But, alright, well, no Lysander from my opponent, so just a Slash Blast for 100 after the Hard Charm. And I did draw a Grass Energy, so go figure. I'll put that down onto Toxicroak. And what the hey, let's Lysander out the Hurt Dialga EX. And, take a knockout. Hey, we can Victory Kiss for the first time. Victory Kiss. We have healed 10 damage. Take that, Metal Deck. And we're going to Daunt. And I think it's hilarious. We're actually down to 1 prize. But I've actually burned through all my Lysanders and VS Seekers. So the only way to win is to go through this Aegislash. And I don't feel like that's going to happen. The Mighty Shield or whatever it is prevents me from attacking it if I have double Colors on me, so there's that. A Lysander at any point, I lose just knocking out Jirachi back there, so this is not looking good. Yeah, so it seems like a matter of time before I lose to the gigantic Aegislash EX. Just gonna get knocked out by this Aegislash Steel Blast over and over and over. We do see an Ultra Ball here, so if my opponent does play Jirachi, this game is probably over at this point, but looks like no, just another Bronzong. And there's the Slash Blast for 100 damage. And alright, I will promote the Toxicroak at this point. I guess we can triple poison. I got another grass to put on the Regigigas. And I got a computer search. I think I certainly have to end my opponent down to 1 card. I don't know what the prize was, but whatever. Just seems like I have to do it. I have to try to play the odds here. The prize could have been a Lysander. I don't know. But just give my opponent 1 less card. Seems like it makes sense. And I'm going to Ultra Ball, discarding Dimension Valley and Enhance Hammer. I'm just trying to thin out cards here so that I draw good things off of my own N to 1. And let's roll the dice. Let's N to 1 and triple poison thanks to the Dimension Valley. So, all right, we got triple poison. Again, I lose to a Lysander here. Please don't have one. Thankfully, there's not enough energy on the Aegislash to knock out Toxicroak. And wait a tick. Just a Steel Blast? Are you kidding? This is going to happen. Oh, my goodness. All right, so the triple poison puts him up to 60. That'll be 90 going back into my opponent's turn. And that means 90 plus 80 means a Daunt for 80 finishes the game off. Oh, what? What in the world just... How did I win? Regigigas? Folks, somebody's gonna have to explain to me what happened here. Regigigas, Mew, Toxicroak, Jinx just somehow won the game. After a turn to Full Metal Impact from a Dialga EX, everything looked hopeless, everything was lost, and what? Regigigas for the win. Sometimes I just don't get it. But there you have it, folks. Toxicroak and Regigigas combined to finish the game off. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll certainly have some more for you soon. I am Puka from the Top Cut, very confused, and I'll see you guys next time.